Hello and welcome to episode 9 of The Witch and Her Apprentice series. There are more episodes on my channel and other series as well, and if you'd like access to adult content or you just want to help support the channel, then there's a link to my Patreon down below. Please leave a comment, I love hearing from you, and as always, I hope you enjoy. You must wake up immediately. Hello, good morning. No, it's incredibly important. It requires our urgent attention. It's snowing. Snowing? You know, snow. It is most definitely important. Goodness me, you really must sort out your priorities. Oh, Roland's on the table. He's relaxing in a bowl of warm water. Much like his mistress, he was unimpressed by the snow. And since he's a frog, I will not be taking him outside to witness the glorious winter landscape. You, however, here, put your clothes and boots on. Because we're going outside, that's why. But did you hear me when I said snow? It's snowing. Snow is falling from the sky. Are you not understanding what I'm saying? Are your ears blocked? Snow! First snow of the year! Yes, darling, snow is cold. That's one of its main characteristics, I fear. But luckily there is a wonderful invention called a coat, and it keeps you nice and snug and warm. It's a marvel of engineering, truly. I'm really not going to let this go. No, I'm afraid not. Well, what if I were to tell you that freshly fallen snow is a wonderful ingredient for spells, and we can go around collecting it and other things in jars and come back inside to make potions and whatnot? Would that interest you? Oh, excellent. Fabulous, marvellous. Boots on, I'll get your coat. Well, the familiars can stay inside because heaven knows Frederick will claw my eyes out if I even suggest he goes out in the cold. Well, you may grumble, my darling, but I know you'd never claw my eyes out. That's called trust. You ready? Brilliant. Oh, and look how pretty it is. See, isn't this wonderful? I do love how the snow looks in the pine trees. White and bright and green, and doesn't it smell marvellous? So fresh. Oh, I have plenty of bottles in my pockets. Here, take a handful. Collect whatever you like, my love. Everything is useful in its own way. If you feel it's worth collecting, then it's worth collecting. We'll label it and set it out on the ingredients shelf and find a use for it. Potions are funny like that. You know, it's always best to gather whatever strikes your fancy, because I guarantee a recipe will call for it later down the track. Fresh snow, of course. I'll get a few bottles of that. It will melt into water as soon as we get back inside, but the essence will still be there. Well, you can make the labels, of course. I know you enjoy it. It's a very methodical sort of job. You can get into a rhythm and lose yourself in the task. And let's be honest, despite my years in academia, my handwriting is still atrocious. Oh, that is a nice stick. I'll be having that. What do you mean? There's always a use for a good stick. Looking interesting is a use. You know that's how you make a witch's broom, right? Well, it takes a very long time, but you collect sticks and twigs and reeds, each one interesting to you, each one having caught your eye for one reason or another, and then you make your broom from all of the things you've collected. But of course, finding the central staff for the handle is the most important part, and usually the most time-consuming. Decorating is the most fun part, though. Making carvings on the staff, you can paint it, wrap it with thread, whatever your heart desires. I knew a witch once. She would burn designs into her broom. I'm rather afraid I would set the whole thing on fire, but it did look marvellous. Well, of course the broom flies. What's the point otherwise? Sweeping? I think not. Were you not aware that you could make a broom all your own? Oh dear, I have failed as an educator. Well, of course you can make your own broom. Like I said, it takes a little while, but that's an excellent project to embark upon. Here, have my interesting stick. No, I insist, I bequeath it to you. Start your broom with love. But it's important not to rush it. Don't pick up everything you see and claim it's just right. Well, it's like most things, isn't it? Patience and care turns out best in the end. Well, if it means I'll be able to drag you outside more often, I'm more than happy to help you make a broom. Oh, I do have one of my own. It's just up in the rafters. Potions have been my interest for the last, many years. Flying was never what gripped my attention the most. Perhaps I am a little insane to say that, but it just never captured me fully. You, however, seem to have a keen interest in flying, so we shall direct our studies towards that, shall we? Well, I shall take that as a success. Yes, it is beautiful out here, I agree. People usually associate spring with newness, but I think that's winter for me. For everything to become new and fresh and reborn, it must first die off. And for it all to die off in such a peaceful way, well, at the risk of overusing the word, I'd say it's all rather beautiful. You're beautiful. You know that, right? More so every day. You had to restart to leave a whole life behind and begin something new. And now look at you. Blooming. I love you too. Very much. And I think you've suffered long enough for me. Would you like to go back inside and curl up in front of the fire? Yes, I thought that might be your answer. Come along then. Let's go get warm.